So you've probably heard this song. Or even this one. But definitely this one. But why does this matter? Well, they are all produced by one creative genius, that being Pharrell Williams, who has contributed to over 700 songs in an over 30-year-long production career, starting when he was in 7th grade. When he met Chad Hugo during a summer class, where the two bonded instantly over their love for music. Sadly, Pharrell would have to move away.
I connected with Chad in beginning band class when we lived in the Kempsville area for a very short term.
And the two wouldn't meet again until high school in the early 1990s.
And the next time I saw him was when I went to Independence Junior, and that's where I met Mr. Edward. I go in for drums and I meet my teacher, Ralph Copley, and then I look over there and I see Chad.
They started the Neptunes, a music production duo and band. Little did they know where this would take them. Meanwhile, just across the road from their high school, legendary producer Teddy Riley was struggling.
I was on a mission to build a music scene. So I said, you know what? Let's develop talent shows where we can find talent. It's not gonna take the high note to win this talent show. It's gonna take talent.
And talent is what Pharrell and Hugo had. Riley was impressed by the Neptune's skills and offered the duo work opportunities, and the young talent also helped Riley expand his empire. The year is 1992. Chad and Williams were working hard in the studio, even though they were still in high school, when Riley presented them with their first writing gig, helping him make Rump Shaker by Rex and Effects. Riley was taking a huge risk on producing a hip-hop track, and the song was nearly never released.
Everybody thought I was the biggest joke with coming with a rap artist first. And I said, you know what? It's what I believe in, but it was one person that gave me the confidence and confirmed that I needed to put this record out.
Luckily, the track was released, and it produced good numbers, giving the duo the chance to work on Right Here in 1993, where Pharrell actually performed the backing vocals. The Neptunes were exploding in popularity, as the young group from Virginia were changing the music scene, but this actually became a problem for Teddy Riley.
Pharrell and Chad decided to part ways. With Teddy, they were ready to charter unknown territory.
They were ahead of their time, so I understand Teddy Riley not knowing what to do with them in 1993, 92.
And Teddy felt like he was holding back their potential. It turned out he was, as over the next decade, the Neptunes would become the most influential production duo ever. It began in 1998, when they produced Super Thug, which brought electronic elements that had never been heard before. That took the song to #1 on the rap Billboard, and caused a lot of other doors to open. It gave them the opportunity to work with Jay-Z on I Just Wanna Love You, and other artists like Snoop Dogg and Kelly's. But most importantly for Pharrell, Justin Timberlake. This breakthrough would define his production career. As 2004 rolled around, NSYNC member Justin Timberlake was hungry. He was looking to produce his first solo album, so turned to the Neptunes for the production. But he didn't know at the time that they would come with a full track list that was archived by Michael Jackson.
You wrote about 8 songs for Michael Jackson, and you tried to get those songs to him.
Yes, sir.
You couldn't get the songs to him. Justin Timberlake wisely took those songs.
Yeah.
The Neptunes were at the top of the production game, but Pharrell wanted more. As they entered the mid-2000s, Pharrell wanted to focus more on his solo projects, in particular his first studio album. However, this meant the Neptunes would start to collapse. The duo both had different goals, so they decided to slowly stop working together. However, this would come back to bite Pharrell later on in his career, but we'll speak about that at the end. Besides, Pharrell was still able to release his debut album, In My Mind, which debuted at 3rd on the Billboard Top 200, but this would only be the start of Pharrell's solo career. As the 2010s began, Pharrell was at the top of the music world. He was named Billboard's Producer of the Decade and began to expand his empire, working with artists like Daft Punk on Get Lucky, a song considered to be a cultural phenomenon, and got the opportunity to produce Happy for Despicable Me 2, which became a global hit. He also released his second studio album, Girl, in 2014, but he also stayed grounded to his rap and hip-hop roots, producing Kendrick Lamar's hit Alright in 2015, followed by Pink and White for Frank Ocean in 2016, and continues to work with A-list hip-hop artists, even in the 2020s. He's won multiple awards for his work, while being introduced into the Songwriters Hall of Fame in 2022. However, 2024 has brought some issues for Pharrell.
Tonight, Virginia Beach icons Pharrell Williams and Chad Hugo are locked in a legal battle.
I mentioned before how leaving the Neptunes would come back to bite him. Earlier this year, Chad Hugo filed a lawsuit against Pharrell over the Neptune's trademarks. Hugo accused Pharrell of attempting to monopolize the name. This has led to a major dispute, causing Pharrell and Hugo to no longer be on speaking terms, with the world being shocked as to how such a legendary friendship could end so quickly. Yet their legacy still stands as a huge part of Pharrell's career, making him the music and creative genius that he is symbolized as today.